What's going on to you Capricorns? You Capricorns have the Queen of Ariel, the World, and then you have the Epiphany. So Epiphany is the Hermit, I think. Yeah, the Epiphany is the Hermit. So okay, so for you Capricorns, right? The World represents Capricorn, so you showed up in your own reading. There's a sense of you Capricorns. There's some serious, deep inner focus that you Capricorns are going to transfer outwardly. So there's a sense of you needing to. There's a sense of you Capricorns fixing whatever it is that you see as broken internally, so that that perceived or real weakness or chink in your armor that you have cannot essentially be exploited by others that don't mean you any good. The Queen of Pentacles represents how it is that, you know, there's a sense of you Capricorns being able to talk a big game, right? Outwardly, the Queen of Pentacles represents a tough individual, right? But also the World and the Epiphany represents, you know, that internally there's some things that you're going to have to fix, and that you Capricorns are actually fixing it right now, so that you can embody the Queen of Ariel a lot better, right? Capricorn is the Earth Queen or the Earth King, so you're learning how to actually understand that, yeah, this is who you are. You are the Queen of Pentacles. You are the King of Pentacles, to be more exact. But you Capricorns actually are getting better, because instead of perceiving to not have any weaknesses, you're actually making your weaknesses a lot less. So you're cutting back on weaknesses by developing them into strengths. So all of the insecurity that you may have of not finding love, people not caring about you, stuff like that, right? Or stuff like that, that's actually being handled within yourself. A lot of you Capricorns are going inwardly to understand, where exactly does this insecurity come from? And you Capricorns understand what it is. But you understand that you Capricorns have to do it, and you did do it by yourselves. You Capricorns understand that it can't be necessarily done hanging around other people, because you can't trust the majority. Some people you can trust, but you can't trust a lot of people's you can't trust other people's perspective to not look to essentially take advantage of you. So there's a sense of you Capricorns understanding this. And not only that, but you Capricorns understand, right, with this Epiphany card, that it's something that ultimately you're going to have to do on your own. It's a hero's journey. No one really quite understand it the way uniquely you will. It's a first person experience. You have to actually experience it yourself in order for you to understand what it actually feels like uniquely to you. And that's exactly what it is that you Capricorns are on the verge of now. The page of Gabriel and the Ten of Raphael right here speaks to how you have issues that you obviously understand because you're self-aware. But what I'm seeing here is that for you to look at yourself this boldly is not necessarily something that a lot of you Capricorns are the most accustomed to. You may feel like you dislike actually doing it, but then again too, nobody does. As a Virgo myself, and being self-aware enough to understand the things that I need to focus on, I know that there's some things I need to, which I am focusing on those things. But I never like it, you know? I never like it. But at the same time, it's something that I understand that I do like in the long run, because if I address it, it's only going to make me better anyway. So even though I don't particularly like it or favor it, I understand that it's for my greater good. So I don't really sweat too much of it at the end of the day. And then, huh? Who? Yeah. Okay. I'm in here. And then you have the 10 of Raphael, right? Which represents how, and you have to learn to become comfortable with looking at yourself and being able to actually critique yourself, not to the degree where it's really messed up and you start warping yourself based upon lies, but to kind of, take yourself down a notch, to remain humble, to understand that, none of us is perfect and we'll never get there. And this is something that, this is something that us as earth signs, whether you are a Virgo, Capricorn, or a Taurus watching this is something that we know how to do better than any other element of the zodiac, because we have the most, if you do it correctly, that is, we have the most realistic, in your face, raw perspective of how things are versus how we want these things versus how it is that we can actually make the things that we don't actually have right now happening for us actually happen for us and work in our favor, instead of us complaining and crying about it. The only thing with you Capricorns is that you Capricorns need to find a mix or a balance with that. Because see, the thing with every Capricorn that I've ever known, Capricorns who I've hung out with, Capricorns who dated for a short amount of time, I love y'all, but the problem with y'all is y'all got a problem with opening your mind. You have a problem with having fun. And coming from a Virgo, that's a serious problem. You have a problem being able to let go of things. You want too much control, and you don't understand that control and power and self-perfection comes from a lack of control. What I mean by that is understanding, let me say it flat out. Understanding that you are in control of yourself. Understanding that you are in control of your own self, and that stop worrying about so much circumstances that give you this unnecessary difficult time. Stop worrying about it, and the reason why you need to stop worrying about it is because the more pressure you apply is the worse it's going to become for you. So the best way to actually go about getting what you want is to, number one, see it through, and number two, stop applying so much pressure. Let it breathe. Ease up off of it, thus letting go. And this is because we're going to get into it, because you have the Ace of Gabriel and the King of Raphael. The problem that you have is that you feel like if you Capricorns don't have such a tight grip on controlling everybody, because Capricorn wants to control. Capricorn wants world domination. And I know this for a fact because I have a Capricorn North Node, Neptune, Capricorn Uranus, Moon Lilith in Capricorn, all of that. I want world domination, right? But you have to understand that I have achieved world domination and world influence, which is one of the highest aspirations for Capricorn. I've actually done it by doing it in a healthy fashion. I'm doing it in a way that helps people and happens to, I can stay at home or wherever else it is that I happen to be, turn on the camera, record it, and it just gets out to the World Wide Web, and people become influenced the correct way from it, right? Or I should say, instead of correct, I'll say a benevolent way. The way that you Capricorns seek world domination, it's from controlling other people. I don't look to control other people. I tell people this in my videos. I'm not looking to control you. This is not, I said this before, this is not a cult. It's not. Y'all can do whatever you want to do. I tell y'all this all the time because it's the truth. It's just that y'all listen to what I have to say because you know a lot of the stuff don't be making any kind of sense. You've probably tried it different ways. You probably ended up messing up. So the Ace of Gabriel and the King of Raphael speaks to how your sense of duty and your sense of needing to do it all alone 100% of the time is what messes you up, the false pride. And it's a good thing that you Capricorns are Sigmas in the sense that you want to do it, you want to put the responsibility on your back, but you have to understand that Sigmas also have had to learn how to, the best of Sigmas have had to learn how to work in a team. You have whole Sigmas out here having whole long-term relationships. How are they able to maintain long-term relationships? Well, from understanding what it is that they need, what the other person needs, and being able to work out a system for themselves that they may not necessarily even tell the other person of what's going on. Why this is important is because this is what you Capricorns can use to implement when it comes to finding someone else, having relationships, maintaining relationships with family or friends or romantic interests, right? Yes, you will do things on your own, obviously, right? But at the same time, not every single thing has to be done on your own. And that is a lesson that you Capricorns have to learn. The Eight of Ariel and the Lovers right here speaks to how, and that's something that you Capricorns will have to work on too. You have homework to do. You have to learn to work as a team. The Lovers, right? Learning to work as a team. Kind of happiness, the kind of happiness that you Capricorns want, it is achievable, but you Capricorns have to understand you have to learn to work as a team player as well as being an individual. How do you do that? Well, there'll be times in which you Capricorns will do things on your own. Of course, we all have to come up for air. But at the same time, you also have to be able to interact as a team. I learned how to interact as a team so long, didn't want to say anything to offend people, staying to myself, the need to stay to myself. Now I know how to interact with others and work by myself, right? The majority of the times I do my best work by myself, by my lonesome. I'm a solitary animal. But at the same time, I also understand that I also have to know how to interact with my family, socialize with my family, communicate with my family. I have to know how to socialize, communicate with my dog, my cat, all of these things, right? My community knows me. The ones who knew me from young, they know me. So it's like, which is another dream and aspiration for Capricorn, to be known in their community. So you see what I'm saying, right? And then the Lovers right here represents these things will be given to you if you get yourself into a loving relationship. All of those things that you're looking for, that you want a relationship, and the power of said relationship will also help you Capricorns put you in a better social situation, because you will socialize with the other person who is your significant other, as well as get over the social anxiety of thinking that you need to always do it on your own, because that's not true. And then you have the Nine of Raphael. It'll also bring you a sense of confidence and comfort and pride because you opened up. Remember, Capricorn is the exact opposite of the crabs. Crab, what? The crab has an exoskeleton, a hardened skeleton that is on the outside that is calcified. It's hard. So it's trying to defend itself. It's trying to is trying to defend its own sensitivity. You, as Capricorns, being the exact opposite of that, you are inheriting some of that. The need to not open up. You know, you Capricorns push people away due to, even when you have people who love you, even when you have people who care about you, you'll push people away because I need to do it myself. Okay, you can do whatever you want to do. But at the same time, what the cards are telling me here is a good relationship is what you need. You need to open up. So let's clarify the Lovers. Oh, in a relationship in which you are not bossing the other person around. Every time I try to build a relationship with a Capricorn wants to boss me around. You can't do that with a Virgo. Come on now. A Virgo needs space. A Virgo... Anyway, y'all don't want to hear about that. You have the Wheel of Fortune, Four of Wands, the Hermit, the Empress, and then you have the Star card. So, to clarify, the Lovers. So again, the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Wands, and the Hermit. Time will be your teacher, Capricorn, because you will learn how to open up more in time. But you have to, what I'm saying here is, and saying is that you have to establish a relationship first. You're looking to be 100% compatible or greatly compatible with a significant other, right? A potential significant, whoever they are. And you Capricorns don't understand that you are not the most compatible. Capricorn, y'all are like black coffee. You dig what I'm saying? So that's raw coffee. Not raw coffee in a sense of like the actual coffee beans, but I mean that the actual substance mixed with the water, that your black coffee, strong coffee. You dig what I'm saying? You have to learn. You soften up when you're in a relationship, and you're not softening up. You're understanding your significant other better. Like for me, with my whole interactions with Capricorns and whatnot, they look to, and I'm a Virgo. Capricorns and Virgos are actually quite compatible. The problem as to why it ends up not being compatible, truth be told, is because it's actually very stupid. The reasons why Capricorns and Virgos end up breaking up is over something petty. The fact that the Capricorn doesn't want to change their ways. And not because the Virgo is trying to make the Capricorn change their ways, but because the Capricorn wants to boss the Virgo around. Can't boss Virgos around because Virgos want to come around and do the right thing on their own. They don't need somebody telling them they need to do this and they need to do that and they need to do this and they need to do that. Being a parent or a guardian or a boss to them and all that stuff. You're gonna run a Virgo off like that because a Virgo wants to do right. I want to do right by my significant others, but you can't boss me around. I have my own lane. I got my own thing, and I understand what my lane is, and I understand what my duties and what my responsibilities are. The minute you come in trying to elbow in and bogart the situation, now it's like you turning me off with that. Because hold on, I'll be out there. Just I know, but I'm saying that they can hear you though. Then you have the Empress, and then you have the Star card. And these two cards right here represent how. So you raise your value by being able to actually be more mutable in the sense of more adaptable. But that's it for now. That's I ain't gonna give you all the game. That's it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Peace, Capricorn.